Respected friends, welcome. Let us together salute the Parabrahma, the Shruti Mata, entire Guru Parampara, our own Guru and our Upasya Devata. In life, for a human being to enter into spiritual field and sustainingly, continuously walk this path till the goal is reached. For whatever the qualifications required, strengths required, empowerments required, qualities required. So many, like clarity of the goal, love for the goal, inspiration to reach the goal, readiness to do the required sadhanas. Somehow finding those conveniences in spite of all obstructions or tests, etc. So many Vilakshana Divya Gunas are required. Mhm. For any goal in life, also, we need some special talents too, qualities to push us in that. General qualities कुछ होते हैं for any person of success, they are common, like that of hard work, like that of sacrifice, like that of you know freedom from that laziness. So many common things, and depending on the field related qualities are required. Now, where from all of them come? Not one ingredient. So many are required. Do they come when we ourselves struggle and get them? Do they come when we get inspired when you study the Shastra and see the examples of great people who have become great that way? Or do we get all those required qualities, let us say, guided by the our own Swaguru, the Master, the Guru, or the Lord blesses us when we do His Upasana, when we pray to Him, ask Him. तो कहाँ से हमको ये ताकत मिलेगा, एनर्जी मिलेगा, इच्छा होगा प्रयत्न करने का, और करते जाएंगे, और to counter the obstacles. More important than everything is always maintaining the awareness of the goal, always maintaining the awareness of the path, always maintaining the awareness regarding what I am doing, and is it in line with sadhana or is opposite. Then how I am getting trapped into that non sadhana way of life. So becoming aware of it, and then acutely aware, like in the grass walking, when we see some pit in front of us or something on which we should not put the feet or foot. How we looking at it, negotiating, just to move away from that while driving the car, scooter. We just see जहाँ गड्ढा है, so we just take a turn and move ahead. As these physical or gross examples, in life also within us, every moment, for every spiritual seeker on the path, these are the gaddhas or obstacles. Keep on coming in the form of the lakshanas of rajoguna variety, in the form of the lakshanas tamoguna variety. The tamoguna lakshanas of the laziness, disinterestedness, procrastination or postponement. The attitude of taking it lightly, taking it for granted. Every of these negative qualities have sufficient energy to derail us from our track of sadhana. कितना बस आज चलो क्लास छोड़ देते हैं, या आज जब छोड़ देते हैं, या इतने दिन किया, let us take 2 days off. These are all tamoguna lakshana, and the rajoguna lakshanas are where the activity oriented. चलो उनको मिलके बहुत दिन हो गया है, जाते हैं, बट क्लास है तो क्लास तो है, स्वामी अभी जिंदा रहेंगे, और let us go to that place, or let us do this work of ours जो postponed है, pending है, you know, some or the other adjourned, or let us go and enjoy there. बहुत दिन हो गए, देखो पिकनिक जाते हैं, घूमने जाते हैं, है ना. Pilgrimage, if you really go for sadhana, good. But if you go it for entertainment, time pass और शौक के लिए जा रहे हैं, at the cost of our swadhyaya and sadhana, then we are not matured. We are not having clear idea. So all these are rajoguna vishayas. So let me go and change a place, or भोग संबंधी में होते हैं, let me enjoy this or that for some time. So these are all pitfalls. You can never say they are over or they will be over just like that. Till that last entry into Paramatma Anubhuti comes, these Preyo Marga Sambandhi, Tamo Grajo Sambandhi obstructions keep on coming. So, like we don't put our foot on something while walking, which makes us fall or destroy. Same way, maintaining that alertness every moment, not to do those which create Rajotamo Guna and derail us from sadhana. Consciously doing only those things which create Satoguna and make us qualified for higher sadhana. ये सारे कहाँ से आएंगे, कैसे करेंगे वो? What is the role of Ishvara Kripa? What is the role of Guru Kripa? What is the role of Shastra's Margadarshanam? And what is our own personal commitment and efforts and sacrifice role? So the answer is all are required. And knowing that all are required, we must know the techniques as to how the support, group and guidance from all required, that particular thing by which that accomplishment or blessings come, we have to do them inspiredly. So, knowing that all are required, knowing that we have to take the help from all, then with the clarity how to take the help with full inspiration, we have to involve in. फॉर इंस्टेंस भगवान की कृपा चाहिए, बिना कृपा का तो होता ही नहीं मोक्ष. So for knowing those upasana paddhatis by which the Bhagavad Krupa comes to us and helps us in moving ahead in sadhana. So then with full inspiration that 1 hour every day in that upasana with single pointed sankalpa that I must grow spiritually, we must do. Only after doing it for some years or lives, then the Lord, while He is noticing who's the ones who are doing Vayupasana, then our name will come in His list. Then He just thinks and blesses with our whatever sankalpa we have done. That Upasana. अच्छा, क्या है उनका उपासना का संकल्प? भगवान will ask. हाँ, भगवान, he just want to go grow spiritually. अच्छा, what are his prarabdhas? देख लो. What are the other samasyas? Which is the place he is in? What are the, what do you say, runas he is there with? What is the age, physical condition? अच्छा, ये सब है. चलो, let us do like that. Like that, Bhagwan's blessings will come with my intense puja and prarthana in making me negotiate with many inevitables of prarabdha and yet move in sadhana. Same way, Guru Upasana, Guru Bhakti. And already Guru hinted us that this is where we tend to do go wrong. He already hinted us in some of the Upasana, Sadhana, Prakriyas, some daily routine disciplines, etc. With full inspiration, when we follow those instructions precautions given by the Guru. Thus, we have invoked Guru Kripa also, which is also very essential. Otherwise, we are all alone in spiritual life. None of the family members, friends, relatives are allowed. Only Bhagavan and Guru are allowed into our chambers of आध्यात्मिक साधना. Therefore, गुरु कृपा की आवश्यकता और कैसे पाना वो इस तरह से. Then the third one we were talking about is the शास्त्र. और शास्त्र तो सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट है भाई. Then how much is our inspiration? Not only in coming and listening to Shastra, but inspiration in all aspects of, you know, knowing the mantras, if not by heart, at least familiar. By heart is the best word. Knowing the meaning of it. Then in that the indicated preparations, indicated dhyana adi sadhanas, how much we are inspired to browse through Shastras very frequently, note down all these things, and specially implement them. Then only the Shastra Kripa comes. जो शास्त्र ने कहा वो नहीं करा तो शास्त्र की कृपा कहाँ से होगा? So the Shruti Kripa also, to some extent of coming to the class, we are invoking. Therefore, some ideas, though very vague, we are getting them every day. But that's not enough. That's what is proved also. Then even some other times, morning, afternoon, evening, आधा घंटा 20 मिनट फॉर शास्त्र कृपा, उसको ये और भी इंक्रीज करते हुए 1 घंटा 2 घंटा. No, always around us the shastra should be there, which we are studying and referring. In this way, shastra kripa. The best example is of Puja Gurudev. You know, whichever the country used to visit, wherever the host's place is to stay for yajna, in that host place there will be a library. And in those 7 8 days of stay there, you will study at least 7 8 books. At least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, at least 12, 13 places I have personally seen in the devotee's house. Puja Gurudev has his library of books. You know, in places of his ashram, Mumbai, Siddhavari and all, anyway, there are libraries. You can see so many books in his house, in Rome. And in devotee's house also, हर साल आते हैं तो ये किताब वो कहते रखने को I bring goes through. So he will not, because if you don't regularly study Shastra, there's 1,000 times chance for forgetting the goal and means. Because there's the only one authentically or reminds us and inspires us. एक हफ्ता आप सत्संग आना बंद करो, देन दिस ए वेग थॉट कि अच्छा ऐसा कोई परमात्मा है, ब्रह्म है, उससे ज़्यादा कुछ याद ही नहीं रहेगा. 2 3 हफ्ते पूरा बंद करो तो टोटली वी आर आउट ऑफ ट्रैक. अरे रेगुलर आते हुए भी क्लास में ड्यूरिंग द डे टाइम वी फॉरगेट द ट्रूथ. अब ये भी छोड़ दिया तो वेयर आर वी रिमाइंडेड ऑफ our essential goal? The entire world of Hindus on the name of Hinduism, yet they are not true Hindus. Why? Because they are not making Paramatma as the goal. Everything else they are doing. Why this is happening? Again, only one reason: they are not studying Shastra. Only when you study Shastras, the Tattva Shastra, we get convinced in all aspects how Tattva alone is our goal. The one who makes Paramatma Tattva as the goal is a Hindu, is a Sanatana Dharmi. Not only by doing some practices outside. All those practices are meant for inner purification. Purity is meant for spiritual evolution, for the spiritual goal, for the truth to recognize. But उस truth के बारे में इनको नहीं पता, because they are not studying Shastra. That's why they get easily converted. By what? By materialism, by worldliness. How can a Hindu be materialistic? contradiction in terms. Hindu means spiritual, basically. While reaching that spiritual goal, depending on his varna, ashrama, depending on the capacities given to him by the Lord, those professional vrittis he does in serving the world, in eking out his livelihood. But most important goal for him all through day, all through life is Paramatma only. He is a Hindu, but how many are so-called Hindus who are running even spiritual samsthas, organizations, are aware of Paramatma as the goal all the time? नो, बिकॉज पढ़ते नहीं शास्त्र. मंदिर चलाते हैं, भजन संध्या करते हैं, कीर्तन करते हैं. इन बिग वे दे सेलिब्रेट नवरात्रा, दशहरा एंड दे टू वेराइटी ऑफ पूजास. जो नवरात्र है तो कन्या पूजाएं करेंगे और कुछ करेंगे. एवरीथिंग दे डू. दे आर ऑल पुण्य कर्मास. दे आर नॉट आध्यात्मिक साधनास. आध्यात्मिक साधना में फर्स्ट साध्य वस्तु डिसाइड होना चाहिए. Sadhya Vastu, when it is Atma, then only it is Adhyatma. And that is told to us only by Shastra. Or Sat Guru, who has himself established in Sat and has decided not to tell anything other than the Sat. See, Adi Shankara's all literature, Puja Gurudev's all his work for 42 that years. क्या था उसमें? Did he talk anything other than Paramatma and Moksha? ऐसे गुरु मिले और ऐसे शास्त्र. Therefore, the Shastra Krupa is most essential, invoked by daily study to remind ourselves of the truth and the sadhana. Last but not the least is ourselves. Generally, we have low opinion about ourselves, and truly we are low also. And they are complementary to each other. And in that Bevakufi or Murkata, we continue. Low in abilities, therefore, we justify our opinion about ourselves to be very low. And because we have decided about ourselves in a low opinion manner, therefore, we continue to be in that poverty of doing sadhanas, poverty of self motivation or inspiration. Therefore, ऐसे सड़े बड़े रहते हैं बस. Very difficultly, like a person in coma, आंख खोलता है, or the one who is in the bed because of some severe disease or accident, थोड़ा उठकर मैक्सिमम वॉशरूम तक जाके आता है. Our life of personal sadhana is that much कि घसीट कर somehow bring to the class, like the coma patient. Somehow he opens the eyes, or the person on the bed, somehow up to the washroom he can go. Beyond this, other than this, throughout the day, where is the zeal? Where is the zest? Where is the inspiration? Where is the readiness to sacrifice the nidra, sacrifice the other unwanted bhoga, and convert or use all the time energy with full willingness and inspiration only in the sadhana? If these things are not invoked by us, then our spiritual pursuit will be not even mediocre. It's a very dull level. Just like in any of the works you undertake, let us say you want to construct a house or you are having a company begun, अगर उसमें आधे दिमाग से, डेढ़ दिमाग से, या रोते रोते with a dullness totally, if one performs, can he enjoy doing it? Will that grow? Will that firm will grow? Can you make your house on right time? Like any of the projects taken up. No, spirituality also project. सबसे important, सबसे essential वाला मोक्ष देना. Then how can we justify in the most important project that we are lazy, lethargic, we don't recognize that we are at such a low level that we have to rise above that. Even though the word prarabdha has its own way to say, yet as a human being, we have the purushartha samarthya. We can do, we must do, but many things are in our hand. We can change our diet, we can change our routine, we can change our unwanted involvement in the world, and we can bring all time and energies wasted there for our own sadhana. ये तो अपने आप में पुरुषार्थ है ना. Who will do it for us? We have to remind ourselves. If we don't think in these lines, means what? We are not true and sincere to our spiritual goal. And out of some good prarabdha, we are in the satsang or spirituality, or some Mahatma is jabardasti pushing us. From within us, if there is a genuine serious seeker, throughout the day he will find for himself 100 opportunities to do the due sadhana. You can never waste his time energy in any of the bhoga. And for spiritual person, everything, even doing the duties, also is a bhoga. Therefore, it is avoidable, to be avoided. Sarva dharman parityaj. There is nothing good in this world. There is nothing dharma in this world. There is nothing service in this world. वो सब initial days में to clear our runa and the antakarana shuddhi. But if you really want to be genuinely sincere seeker, the meaning of saying there is nothing like good or dharma is not that they are not there. The thing is, for me, most essential is sadhana. In that only I have to spend all my day, all my time. तो ऐसा चारों जगह से हमको ना मदद लेने का टेक्निक्स पता होना है. फ्रॉम द लॉर्ड, from the Shastras, from the Guru, and more importantly, ultimately it is me who will have to involve in sadhanas. So by myself, with my thinking, planning, from within me, I have to bring out that genius seeker, that sincere seeker, that aggressive seeker, the dynamic seeker, who is not afraid of. है ना? So many things we are afraid of. Many हमको ना सेंस ऑफ फियर बहुत जगह पे होता है एंड मेनी ऑफ थिंग्स बिकॉज ऑफ द देह तादाद में होती है ना. सुबह उठूंगा तो क्या हो गया, मेरे शरीर को क्या होगा, है ना? या नहीं तो ये साधना करूं, सीधा बैठो आधा घंटा कमर में दर्द होएगा. द लॉट ऑफ फियर्स वी हैव डिपेंडिंग ऑन आवर आइडेंटिटी विद द बॉडी and therefore we don't take the aggressive steps or the calculated required risks we don't take. तो खुद को इंकरेज करके, खुद को इंस्पायर करके, यू कैन नॉट बी आउटरेजियसली डूइंग एनीथिंग, बट एटलीस्ट व्हाट वी आर नॉट डूइंग नाउ उससे बेटर थोड़ा ऐड तो कर सकते हैं. एंड व्हाई अंडर एस्टिमेट आवरसेल्व्स? we can we can bring out our abilities, talents, whatever the age we are in, whatever the health condition we are in. Still, there is a scope for improvement in performance to every human being, wherever he is. That's the Purushartha Samarthya Bhagavan has given to human beings. Even I'm in the bed, cannot move, but still I can say Om, 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 Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. The one even in that bed can say the Om alone can do sadhana when he is healthy. And the one who is healthy cannot do any sadhana. He can never even remember Om when he is on the bed. They are connected. So, from our within self also, we have to bring out all the required stuff and staminas, etc., to do the best in sadhana. And I mean, सबके लिए inspiration comes from when you understand the glory of the goal and when we are desirous of reaching that goal. ये सबसे important ingredient है. So may the Lord bless all of us with all these salient things. See to it that we sail through our lives, all things to do our sadhana. जिंदगी में ये सारे जो प्रारब्ध है उसको तो हम अवॉइड नहीं कर सकते. But within them, through them only we have to do our sadhana. We will not be given a special time or occasion by sadhana, for sadhana. Whatever is given, from that only we have to negotiate. You and I are negotiating at least, therefore it is coming to the class. बाकी लोग जो इंतजार कर रहे हैं कि कन्वीनियंट टाइम आएगा, ये सब वहम है. There is no special time the Lord gives us. चल बेटा हो गया तेरा प्रारब्ध, अब साधना के लिए मैं ना तुमको टाइम दे रहा हूँ, ऐसा नहीं होता. द लाइफ विद ऑल इट्स प्रारब्ध समष्टि व्यष्टि का अपने फ्लो में चलता ही रहता है. विद इन दैट ओनली वी हैव टू डू. लाइक दी मुंबईकर बोलते हैं, देयर लाइफ फ्लो इज सो फनी. दे हैव देयर ऑफिस एट 4 hours डिस्टेंस और 3 hours. ना इनको पहुंच रहे तो 6 को उठने हैं वो लोग, निकलना. एंड इवनिंग 6 को ऑफिस हो गया, रात को 9 बजे आते हो. So from night 9 to morning 6, they have only 9 hours with them, not even 12. In that only they negotiate everything. You understand? घर का संभालना, बच्चों का संभालना, so many things. And some of the things they do in the train. Paper पढ़ना, lakhs and lakhs of Bombay वाले, whole paper they read in the train. There are thousands and thousands of them are there. वो बाल संवारते हैं ट्रेन में, वो लोग सब्जी काटते हैं ट्रेन में. They make the whatever you call kadai bunai, whatever, making the sweaters and all. They do it on the train because they have accepted. A special time cannot be given for me for these works. In the given time only how to negotiate. Like a bhoga asakti person, in the given time only of his duties, etc., he finds his convenience for indulging in that bhoga. It can be a tea or a coffee. चलो 10 मिनट टीवी देखते हैं या कुछ भी हो. He is not given, but he takes. So too, we are not given special conveniences in life for sadhana. Please remember it. Because the whole life is prarabdha only. नहीं तो हम जन्म लेते नहीं. तो प्रारब्ध goes on going on like it's going on so far. जो भी हमारा उम्र है बचपन से लेकर अब तक. Within that only we have to negotiate. Many a times the time is given by the Lord. Many a times aloneness is given by the Lord. That also prarabdha. But the mind, it doesn't mean that we are alone and we have the time given to us that we become spiritual. No, that is the time we destroy ourselves more. Because the question of the mind, which is not convenient. वो कहती है चलो सो जाते हैं, वो कहती है और कुछ करते हैं. That also we only have to negotiate. Devil is mind only, no? वो कहती है जब बहुत लोग होते हैं या काम होता है तो with so much of work and responsibilities and people, how can I do sadhana? Like the person till he is in the service. और रिटायर होने के बाद, or when he becomes all, he says, अरे यार, I was so busy so long, I never enjoyed my life. अब चलो, let me enjoy. That only retired fellow, he starts indulging in all. अब देखो तो मोह माया क्या होता है ना. When we start indulging in that way for 1 month, 2 months, वो ऐसा आदत बनकर वो comfort zone बन जाता है कि he will never be able to come out of it. That's why all these retired crores of Indians, few may be involved in these or that volunteer work, spiritual, but maximum तो कहीं ना कहीं भोग में ही फंस गए वो लोग. निद्रा का भोग है, बस उनको लगा अरे जिंदगी भर नहीं किया, लेट अस इन्वॉल्व. वंस दे स्टार्टेड डूइंग इट, इट बिकम अ हैबिट. एंड माया क्या होता है ना कि वेदर वी आर डूइंग ए स्मॉलर देन स्मॉल इनसिग्निफिकेंट यूजलेस वर्क, और यू आर डूइंग द हायर देन द हाईएस्ट स्पिरिचुअल वर्क और सेवा, टाइम तो चलता रहता है, टाइम तो रुकेगा नहीं. एंड कोई आकर हमको ना इधर एंकरेज करेंगे ना कुछ नहीं करेंगे. लाइक इफ आई एम सिटिंग फॉर 18 hours फॉर मेडिटेशन, nobody will come and bother. Nor if I am 20 hours sleeping and 4 hours getting up and eating food, that also nobody is concerned. Why anybody? You are seeing who is concerned about your life? Nobody. This is a Maya. कोई नहीं केयर करता, हमको खुद ही करना पड़ता है. We have to mind ourselves where I am trending towards. I just give the example of retired people or how the mind plays the trick. When we are busy in pravritti, it says, I am so busy. When the pravritti is over, by God's grace, he says, now let me indulge or enjoy for some time. And by the time he gets enjoyment feeling, some or the other disease or prarabdha or some self-created problem comes. Then again for 2-3 साल हो गए. People, they start constructing house, 3 years are gone, no sadhana. And then get the children married, and to them the children are born. 3 years are gone for that. In like that, some people have the in-laws at home. 5 साल उनके सेवा लग जाते. तो खुद का डिसीज खराब था, ये खराब हो गया मानो. I'm going from one doctor to other, one medicine to other. Oh Rama Rama. I'm just telling few unknown to me, known more to you. Are so many other obligations, joint families, इतने सारे your own minds, emotions. वो लोगों ने मेरे शादी के उन दिनों मुझे बहुत मदद किया था. अब मुझे भी उनके बच्चों की शादी में there are million stupid intelligences we have. All of them put together take us away from sadhana. कोई भी कम नहीं है अकल में. कैसे साधना को अवॉइड करें? Everybody is internet. So negotiating with all through these things, keeping up the goal in front, keeping up the level of inspiration always, taking the help from all the four of the God, Guru, Shastra, and within oneself, we have to walk on the path. तब जाकर होता है. We can't be blind to any of these things and think that we can do sadhana and move ahead. Like a person wanting to be healthy, he cannot be blind about anything of his sleeping hours, his exercises, his activities, his quality, quantity, timings of the food, his meeting with the people. He can't be careless about even one thing if he wants to be fully healthy all the time. A person wants to maintain his richness. He cannot take things for granted. He cannot be blind to so many things to maintain his financial status. He can't just say कि अरे 2 महीने में घूमने गया तब तक सारा शेयर बाजार क्रैश हो गया और your all products are not properly created by the people and publicity is not done. इतने में the other opposition has overtaken you. Then उनका ही सारा चल रहा है, हमारा गया. बिजनेस के फील्ड में ना 1 हफ्ता भी आप डिले करोगे या कहीं लेट करोगे या कहीं जाओगे, मार्केट इज सो टफ. दे हैव हंड्रेड्स ऑफ टेक्निक्स टू टेक अवे आवर कस्टमर्स. दे हैव एडवर्टाइजमेंट टेक्निक्स. दे हैव सो मेनी वेज ऑफ मेस्मराइजिंग पीपल. अब क्या क्या नहीं चल रहा दुनिया में, यू ऑल नो. We cannot even be blind to anything in all these aspects which we have discussed to patch up all the holes which leak away our inspiration or which waste away our energies or which take away the opportunities from us. सब मिलकर आध्यात्मिक साधना होता है. And all of that we have to be aware of all. Till we fully establish in our routine of पक्का maximum time mind given only for sadhana. वो स्थिति आने तक ये सब करना ही पड़ेगा. Even after that, every day we have to check it up. है ना? Like there are some things in the world, they have to be checked every day, like railway tracks. Every day you have to check. The aircrafts, every time when it is landed, it has to be checked and seen whether it is again airworthy or not. You can never take it for granted. In the same way, we have to, even though are on the path, still we have to check every day regarding the depth of the sadhana, intensity of the sadhana, all of that. तो सब मिलकर आध्यात्मिकता होता है. तो let us intensify our upasana to Guru and Daivam, pray to them to bless. So let us intensify our study, manana, chintana of the Shastra. So to let us intensify the thinking about where we are taking our life. Can there any means, any of these things which can be avoided, the worldly things, can I convert those hours for spirituality? ऐसे अपने आप के ऊपर भी हमको लगातार निगरानी रखकर जो करना है करते रहना. In that regard only, we are studying our Aitareya Upanishad. We are studying our Yoga Darshanam, studying our Mundaka. Also, we are going through our Gita, Bhagavatam, Adhyatma Ramayana. So these few years of ours are fully engaged in them. पिछले 3 साल, अगले कितने साल आएंगे प्रभु इच्छा. Who knows, he may put us in deep Swadhyaya and Adhyanam. Or if our prarabdha demands, we may land up in some projects. पता नहीं. फिलहाल तो we are going through the study of Shastras. पीछे आगे भगवान जाने. So let us see little bit of our Aitareya Upanishad today. Om 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 Sahana Vavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्मविद्यासम्प्रदायकर्तृभ्यो वंशऋषिभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः ॐ निधये सर्वविद्यानां विषजे भवरोगिणां गुरवे सर्वलोकानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः ॐ श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पाद शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम् ॐ भव एव भवान् इति मे नितरां समजायत चेतसि कौतुकिता मम वारय मोहमहाजलधिं भवशङ्करदेशिकमे शरणम् ॐ ब्रह्मानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वधि साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तन्नमामि ओम समस्त देवताभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो ब्राह्मणेभ्यो आचार्येभ्यो भक्तेभ्यो साधुभ्यो साधकेभ्यो तीर्थेभ्यो नमः ओम परब्रह्मणे नमः श्रुतिमात्रे नमः समस्त ब्रह्म विद्या आचार्येभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो देवताभ्यो नमः संकल्पः तेषां सर्वेषां कृपानुग्रहेण उपनिषदुक्त ब्रह्मात्मैक्यबोधस्य अस्मिन् क्षणे एव सिद्ध्यर्थं सनातनधर्मस्य विश्वव्याप्ति विश्वाध्यात्मिक प्रगति विश्वशान्ति विश्वपुरोभिवृद्ध्यर्थम् अस्मिन् कर्मनिष्ठितानां नित्यनिरन्तर दिग्विजयार्थं श्री ऋग्वेदान्तर्गत आरण्यकान्तर्गत ऐतरेय उपनिषदः पारायणमाद्य शङ्कर भाष्य समेत अध्ययनं वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे आदौ पारायणम् ॐ मनस्तापतमशान्त्यै यस्य पादनखच्छटा शरदिन्दुरिवा भाति तं वन्दे नीलचिन्मणिम् ॐ अथ ऋग्वेदान्तर्गत ऐतरेय उपनिषदो प्रथम अध्यायः शान्तिमन्त्रः ॐ वाङ्मे मनसि प्रतिष्ठिता मनो मे वाचि प्रतिष्ठितम् आविरावीर्म एधि वेदस्य म आणीस्तः श्रुतं मे मा प्रहासीः अनेनाधीतेनाहोरात्रान् सन्दधामि ऋतं वदिष्यामि सत्यं वदिष्यामि तन्मामवतु तद्वक्तारमवत्ववतु मामवतु वक्तारमवतु वक्तारमवतु वक्तारम् ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः. Let us chant from the mantra from the 6th हो गया, 7th से पढ़ो, ऐसे ही पढ़ाई के लिए त्वचा से. ॐ तत्त्वचा अजिगृक्षत तन्ना शक्नोत त्वचा ग्रहीतुं स यद्ह एनत त्वचा अग्रहयिष्यत स्पृष्ट्वा हैवान्नमत्रप्स्यतु तन्मनसा जिगृक्षत तन्ना शक्नोन्मनसा ग्रहीतुं स यद्हैनन्मनसा ग्रहयिष्यत ध्यात्वा हैवान्नमत्रप्स्यतु तच्चिष्णेनाजिगृक्षत तन्ना शक्नोत् चिष्णेन ग्रहीतुं स यद्धैन चिष्णेनाग्रहयिष्यत् विसृज्य हैवान्नमत्रप्स्यत् तद् अपानेनाजिगृक्षत तदावयत् सा एषः अन्नस्य ग्रहा यद्वायुः अन्नायुर्वा एतद् एषः यद्वायुः स ईक्षत कथं नु इदं मद्रुते स्यादिति स ईक्षत कतरेण प्रपद्या इति स ईक्षत यदि वाचाभिव्याहृतं यदि प्राणेनाभिप्राणितं यदि चक्षुषा दृष्टं यदि श्रोत्रेण श्रुतं यदि त्वचा स्पृष्टं यदि मनसा ध्यातं यदि अपानेनाभ्यपानितं यदि शिष्टेन विसृष्टमथ कोऽहमिति स एतमेव सीमानं विधार्य एतया द्वारा प्रापद्यत सैषा विद्रुतिर्नाम द्वाः तदेतन्नान्दनन्तस्य त्रय आवसताः त्रय स्वप्नाः अयमावसतो यमावसतो यमावसत इति स जातो भूतान्यभिव्यैख्यतु किमिह अन्यं वावदिशदिति स एतमेव पुरुषं ब्रह्म ततमम पश्यत् इदम् अदर्शनमिति तस्मादिदन्द्रो नामेदन्द्रो ह वै नाम तविन्द्रं सन्तम् इन्द्रमित्याचक्षते परोक्षेण परोक्षप्रिया इव हि देवाः परोक्षप्रिया इव हि देवाः ओम शांति शांति शांति. Friends, this topic is so important to remember every day so that we are able to re-look at the world with a what do you say, newly gained knowledge standpoint. In the whole world, Paramatma's presence or astitva, we should be able to see whether it is the gross bodies or vastus we are seeing, whether we are seeing Indra Mana Buddhyadi faculties, whether we are seeing the Kriya Prakriya things that are happening. In and through all that, the knowledge is happening, actions are happening. हर जगह पे भगवान को देखना हमको सीखना. That trait or good quality will be induced in us if these topics we every day remember right from beginning. And it's a story type only, not too big and too elaborate, not endowed with thousands of details also. No, very few. Before the creation, the whole creation was Bhagwan only. Atma va idamekam makre asitu. Then Saikshata, he only visualized Lokano Srujai, let me create the lokas. Then he created with his sankalpa Ambaha Marichir Maram Abaha. Then he thought lokas created, but if the lokapalakas are not there, the lokas cannot be safe. Therefore, he created the Virat Purusha. From the Virat Purusha, the Indriyas came. No, Golakas first. From the Golaka, the Indriyas. From the Indriya, the Lokapalakas, the Adhisthana Devatas. Then they fell in samsara. Then Bhagwan endowed them with the hunger and thirst. First hunger thirst induced into Virat Purusha. It passed on to all these Lokapalas. Then they asked for a place to stay. Staying where? Annamadama. Again from that same material of water predominant Panchamahabhutas, Bhagavan brought out Gamanayatu, Ashwamanayatu. And they said Noyamalamiti, Noyamalamiti. Then Purushamanayatu, Sukrutam Bhateti. They were so happy. So at every of these topics, we have to pause and grasp what's the purpose of that particular topics saying there. हर एक चीज का अपना अपना. Whole world was the Lord before creation means there was a time where there is no world and there is never a time where the world is other than Paramatma. Then the question comes, who is the one who created the world? What is the material? Whose sankalpa is that? Then so far what we have studied, that gives answer to all these prashna. This all proves that the world is not accidental also. If you accept it, it is systematic expression of the divine with a purpose. Like we have thoroughly studied in our Yoga Darshanam. Ki, what for the Drishya or Prakriti is there? Purushasya Bhoga Apavargartham. Tadartha eva drishyasya atma. Both the places we saw. Two sutras are given to understand this topic. Purushasya bhogapavargartham tadartha eva drishyasya atma. In the same way, every of these topics have beautiful things to convey. The latest one, like when human body is made, they all said Sukritam Bata. So lesson from it is what? The human life is the best of Lord's creation. Therefore, let us be arrogant. Therefore, let us be inadvertent. Therefore, let us be suppressing other creation of the world. अगर ऐसा सोच लिया तो सड़ा हुआ माइंड हमारा. The bestness in the human equipment is not for this भोग and all. It is from the sadhana standpoint. ये वाला लेसन इस पॉइंट से हमें स्वीकार कर. And also you must know, managing all our functions behind these five Jnanendriyas, five Karmendriyas, four Antahkaranas and the five Pranas. In the form of the Adhisthana Devatas, the Lord alone is there. So through this topic, we have to become aware of these things. Every topic has some beautiful purpose to add to our wisdom about the self only. Nothing goes away from self. So, when they ask for the ayatanam, shariram human is given, Bhagavan told, Jao beto. They were happy because this ayatanam is like that of their own creator, the Lord or Virat Purusha. Then when they were ordered, they went to their respective places. No point is they are still with hunger. घर तो आग मिल गया, पहुंच तो गए, सामान रख ली. अब तो ये जो भूख पीछे पड़ा है, terrible is this hunger, every 4 hours, every 5 hours. चाहे जितना भी खाओ 5 घंटे फिर लगती है भूख. So their face Bhagavan saw and he also felt kind and compassionate. Then he created the food for them. From the same water predominant Panchamahabhutas, he did Ikshanam. Everywhere is Ikshanam. Ikshana is संकल्प. उनका पास संकल्प काफी है. ईक्षण करते ही from that only या वही मूर्ति रजायतः सह अन्नम. The मूर्ति came. Sthulam and perceivable anna came. That anna आते ही भागना शुरू किया from the consumers. How many meanings per this sentence we saw yesterday, day before, etc. Think about it. Then, before he ran away, that Pinda Sharira, जिसमें all devatas entered, that Sanghata tried to consume the food by the Vani, वाक से लेकर. है कि नहीं? Then तन्ना अशक्नोत, है ना, वाचा ग्रहीतुम. यदि वाचा अग्रहिष्यत अभिप्राणेन एव अन्नमत्रप्स्यतु, है ना. तदेन सृष्टं पराङ्त्यजिगांसत तद्वाचा अजिगृक्षत तत् न अशक्नोद्वाचा ग्रहीतुं स यतः एनद्वाचा अग्रहीष्यत अभिव्याहृत्यः एव अन्नमत्रप्स्यतु. Vani tried to consume the food. It could not. If that was the case, that the Vani could have consumed the food, then the consumption of would have been happening to all of us just by uttering the name of that food. But we don't see like that. In this way, 8 indriyas are told. All of them tried and failed. 8, I think, you know? Vacha, then pranena, then chakshusha, then shrotrena, then tvacha, then manasa, then sixth one is shishnena, 7 over. The eighth one could consume. है कि नहीं? कोई एक मिस किया क्या हमने? हाँ, हाँ, वाचा प्राणेन चक्षुषा 3 हो गए. देन श्रोत्रेण त्वचा मनसा 6 हो गए. शिष्टेन 7. देन अपानेन 8. So 7 of them could not consume the food. We are at this point. Then yesterday we saw who is the one who consumes the food. Therefore, we concluded yesterday's class with this remark that therefore, how much our importance we give to Indriyas and Indriyas function. Honestly, only even for spirituality, etc. Yet, something is more valuable, important than all that, which has to be minded more by us. And that is the prana apana sanghat. So this is where we have to go through our bhashyadi adhyanam. Okay, yesterday we explained the mantra number 10. When all these 7 of the indriyas failed to consume the food, even though it is kept in front of them and it is very solid, still they could not. So what we saw yesterday, they all need food for energy. They all need energy. Energy comes from food, but they can't consume food. Somebody else will consume and they take. Therefore, they have to always obliging the one because of whom that food is taken. They're all corollary meanings. Like that, तो इतने सारे हम सोचकर निकाल सकते हैं. So coming to the topic straight away, when all these 7 of these Adhisthana Devatas through Indriyas failed to consume the food, then the 8th one who started, Tad Apanena Ajigrukshatu. With the Apana, that Pinda wanted to uh, take the Jigruksha, means to do the Grahanam of the Bhojanam, food. Then Tad Avayatu. Not like the earlier 5, 7 of them failed. He did not fail. Tad Avayat. He has consumed the food. He took the food. Mhm. Therefore, sa eshaha annasya graha. Therefore, that Vayu is the anna grahakaha. He is the one anna ko lene wala. Yad Vayu annayurva eshaha yad Vayu. Therefore, this Vayu is the one because of the anna is consumed. Anna is consumed, therefore there is Ayu. Therefore, anna is Vayu, but anna Vayu is Ayu also. We have the longevity of life, Ayu lived. Because the Anna we are taking. Anna we are taking because of the promptings of Prana and whatever the Apana Vayus. Therefore, अन्न को कंज्यूम करा के हमारे आयुर्दाय को लाइफ को सस्टेन कंटिन्यू करने के कारण द वायु इज कॉल्ड एज अन्न आयु. थ्रू द अन्न इट इज गिविंग आयु आल्सो. अन्न को लेने के द्वारा हमारे आयु को बढ़ा रहा है. इसलिए वायु इज अन्न के द्वारा आयु देने वाला अन्नायु बोला गया है. No, the words are not important, but because they are Shruti words are important also. But the meaning is to be caught. So you are having Ayu because of your Anna. You are able to consume Anna not because of any of your other faculties. Then how are you consuming? because of the prana apana. So, what is the meaning? Therefore, total thought or lesson to be learned is respect and revere this prana apana, the vayu sankata or the pranamaya kosha. ये वाला बात को हमें पकड़ना है. ओके, आप भाष्य से हम इसको पढ़ेंगे, आज खत्म कर देंगे. देन द नेक्स्ट वन इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, वेरी हेवी, वेरी पावरफुल मंत्र. दिस होल ऐतरेय उपनिषद. Real thing of Brahma Jnanam starts from the next topics. भाष्य पढ़िए. तत् प्राणेन तत् चक्षुषा. Bhagavan Shankara has not commented for all these mantras from 6th onwards. अनेद वाचा, ऑल ऑफ दैट सबका होलसेल में एक बात में बता दे रहे कि तत्, तत् मीन्स that pinda rupi expression of the Lord of the human being, pranena with the prana, then chakshusha with the eyes, shrotrena with the ears, tvacha with the skin, manasa with the mind, shishnena with the genital organ, tena tena karana vyaparena with their respective karana vyaparas, whatever they are given, the powers, their abilities, their exclusive workings which they can do. With all of that, tena tena karna vyaparena annam grahitum ashaknuvan. They put the effort to do the grahana of the anna, but they could not. Ashaknuvan, they did not. They failed. अशक्नुवन. यहाँ तक एक सेंटेंस. क्या हुआ फिर से? तत्प्राणेन तत्चक्षुषा तत्श्रोत्रेण तत्त्वचा तन्मनसा तत्शिष्णेन तेन तेन कर्ण व्यापारेण अन्नं ग्रहीतुम् अशक्नुवन्. Then who was the one who was capable of taking the food inside if these devatas or indriyas could not do? That is what he said here. Paschad apanena vayuna. By the apana vayu. What is apana vayu? Mukha chidrena tad annam avichigrukshat. From the mukha chidra, the apana vayu inside which is there has taken the food inside. So tad avayat tad annam evam jagraha ashitavanu. This apana vayu is the one who has consumed the food. Okay. Tena, that is why saha, this apana vayu, yeshaha apana vayu annasya graha is the one who is the consumer of the food. Annagrahakam iti etatu. Annasya grahakam iti etat. So who is the final consumer of the anna? Is apana vayu. Okay. Yat vayu means yah vayu. Annayuhu. Anna bandhanaha. Anna jivanavai. Prasiddhaha. Sa eshaha yah vayu. This vayu is become prasiddha as what? Anna jivana. मतलब अन्नम को अंदर लेकर सारे इंद्रियों को, देह को जीवन देने वाले के रूप में इस अपान वायु हैज टू बी रेस्पेक्टेड, रिवेयर्ड. सो हियर इन द भाष्य आल्सो प्राण वायु का मेंशनिंग नहीं हुआ, लेकिन वी हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड फ्रॉम अदर टेक्स्ट बुक शास्त्र स्टैंडपॉइंट that the intaker of the food is prana only, but then the complementer to that is the apana only. Therefore, in this particular Upanishad, Apana name is vividly used as if he is the one who is the consumer of food. Actually, Apana Vayu's work is to throw the things out. How can the things बाहर throw करने वाला अपान अन्न ग्रहण कर सकता है? वही तो बताया कल हमने. If the Apana Vayu is not doing its work of throwing the things away, how can that person feel hungry and take the food, etc.? So, though superficially the pranavayu is working in consumption of food, which in this way this is not said here. In other places it is said so. So here, even though pranavayu alone takes the food, etc., it cannot be without the balancing act of apana. If the accumulated negativity, dirt, filth, if the apanavayu is not throwing away, how can the pranavayu consume the food? It cannot. In other words, one vayu only became prana. That prana only at the time of consumption of the food is called prana vayu. At the time of throwing away things is called as apana. आप इस तरह से बोल सकते. But the purpose of all this is to create that value, respect, reverence for the pranamaya kosha. थोड़ा टॉपिक से हटकर बात किया जाए. The pranamaya kosha attention of ours, kosha attention of ours, achieves both the things for us beautifully. One is it helps us in balancing the Annamaya kosha and detached from Annamaya because we are attending to the prana. Second, this pranamaya kosha attention facilitates us, makes us qualified, or helps us in managing and making right use of the above koshas of Mano, Vijnana and Anand. That's why you see people those who are प्राणायाम करते हैं बहुत ना, उनका शरीर तो इन्हें स्वस्थ होता ही है. You can see the mana also shanta, the buddhi also very sharp. Luckily, if they become spiritual, then the spiritual knowledge becomes so pakka to them. Because the prana पे ऊपर कंट्रोल है, तो इस तरफ ये इसको भी हेल्प करेगा, इसको भी हेल्प करेगा. In books like uh, Upanishad and all of them, it is very clearly seen. It is because of pranamaya shakti only the mind etc. are also having their energy to perform to work properly. Therefore, value, respect, revere the pranamaya kosha. इतना हम समझ ले बस. So this apana vayu is called as anna आयु. एक बात, बिकॉज अन्न को लेकर आयु को दे रहा है, इसलिए अन्न आयु बताया इस अपाना वायु को. And in a common sense language, we talk as much as possible dirt and filth and negativities from the gross body and subtle body, throw them away so that there is an empty space for the divine and positivity to enter and stay in us. If all kachra भर के ही रखा है, there is no place at all for the positive things anna ityadi to come, which we do every day in our house. किचन में सारे शेल्फ्स जो खाना रेगुलरली नहीं यूज करते हैं उसे भरा हुआ है. एंड देन यू ब्रॉट द अर्जेंट इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग्स, देयर इज नो प्लेस टू कीप देयर, तो यू जस्ट मूव देम, रिमूव देम. अलमीरा में कपड़े इतने रखे हैं ना, द न्यू सेट्स ऑफ क्लोथ्स यू बॉट, देन यू सॉर्ट आउट एंड थ्रो अवे अनवांटेड ना. We do it everywhere. In our spiritual life also, learn the art of throwing away which is non-essential. Here in the context, it is done by Apanavayu. That throwing away by the Apanavayu of the unwanted is facilitating Pranavayu to get the fresh food and all the things. So in life also, throw away all that is lower and baser, etc., and allow the higher and diviner to enter. That is the meaning of Pranapana Vayu. And in the portion before this Upanishads, Upanishadic topic coming in the Aitareya Aranyaka, as we saw, the whole practices told were about the Pranamaya Kosha management only. Value of it, importance of it. Having understood that this person has done prana related sadhanas and now is fully fit, that the Upanishad is started giving us a Brahma Vidya in that particular Veda. So, context wise also, the prana apana का वैल्यू बताते हुए उनको प्रॉपरली मैनेज करो करके इन द अर्लियर 3 chapters it was said. Here Bhashyakara also is helping us to make us understand that the subject's purpose is, purpose of studying the subject is प्राणापान का वैल्यू को पता करो, devalue मत करो. Because if the pranapana become irregular, one side the body is with full of diseases, weaknesses, disturbances, agitations. The other side mind is gone out of control. That's why नमस्ते वायो त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षम ब्रह्मासि वहाँ जैसा कहा है ना, मुख्य प्राण के कारण ही ऑल इंद्रिया सारे जो प्रश्नोपनिषद में कहा. और यहाँ तो वायु को तो अन्नायु यद वायु, उनको कहते आप ही अन्न हो, आप ही आयु हो, आप ही कारण अन्न खाकर इंद्रियों का शरीर का आयु बढ़ रहा है, ऐसा टाइटल दिया गया यहाँ. दी प्राणवायु के संघात को यहाँ अपान का नाम दिया, लेकिन वी हैव टू यूज द वर्ड प्राण अपान बोथ, बिकॉज विदाउट the apana going away, the prana cannot bring the correct things to the body. And if the prana doesn't bring the things inside, apana throwing away the negative is also meaningless. Therefore, both are complementary to each other in the sense, pranamaya kosh का ख्याल रखो. इतना समझ लो काफी है. Then once the whole setup is done, now Bhagwan thinks, what about me? What's my role? Then I should enter it. In what way I should enter? Okay, this way he enters. So beautiful topic. Tomorrow we'll study as to what is so far explained, now what is left out, and how the Shruti Mata guiding us in that also. Om 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 Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Sri Gurubhyo Paramarshibhyo Parabrahmane Shruti Matre Namaha. Om Tat Sat Brahmarpanamastu. Great. Thank you, friends, for your lovely patience and being regular. And let us together pray to Guru, Shruti Mata, and Bhagwan that all the purposes that are given through this Upanishadic Adhyayanam revealed to us and we understand thoroughly every aspect. Thank you. 20 minutes for Yoga Darshana Adhyayana.